Hello and welcome to an episode of The Family Work. My name is Brian, and it's been a while since I gave an update on our yard and garden project, so I thought I'd give a quick, not so great update. Here, take a look. So the grass I planted up here in front of the wall came in all right, and even over here, kind of under the shade of our maple, it did well, but out here in the sun, it did not do great. And the good news is I'm pretty sure I know why. One, I took a shortcut. I did not put any straw down, and normally I always do that. When we had the campground, all the neighbors, everybody in town has straw bales. I mean, you could get for $3 a bale anywhere all day long. Down here, I've gone probably an hour in all directions and nobody has straw bales. I don't know where the contractors are getting it from. I take that back. I found one or two for like $12 a bale, but me being cheap, couldn't do that. So what we're going to do, I just put some weed killer down to try to get some of this under control, and I'm going to get, I think, a load of topsoil, reseed it, and get some straw, and I think it'll come back okay. But the rest of the yard has turned all right. You can kind of see the difference in the species between the dark and the light. But the other thing I learned was, and again, the consequence of me taking a shortcut, all the compost that I bought and the flowers, they've done all right, not too great. Right now we had a big windstorm, so they don't look too hot. But our roses have come in, except we've been dealing with, I think rabbits have been eating all these lilies, and we got chipmunks all over the place digging holes. So we're trying to combat them. But yeah, this compost I bought, so of course not all compost is the same. And hang on just a second. And this stuff was, I don't know, it was all right, but I just thought if I put kind of a all-purpose fertilizer on it, I'd be all right. But no, there's just no like organic material in it. I think it's basically just sticks and leaves. There wasn't anything green in it. So a friend of ours is going to let me come scoop up some of their chicken waste. And after we're kind of done with everything, I'm going to throw it in here. I went ahead and harvested this bin of potatoes. This is actually probably a third of what I got. We've been eating off them the last couple weeks, and I've never tried potatoes before. So I thought they were supposed to die off here in the fall, and that's when they were ready. I think a couple of issues I have, other than the bad compost, was I'm not deep enough. I need to come up probably another 6 inches on these bins for potatoes, because the bottom of these roots are sitting in water. These self-watering totes, it was a learning curve. I don't know if I would do it all over again. They're not quite self-watering. I mean, it's nice to have that reservoir underneath there, but the potatoes, I think, got too saturated. There wasn't enough distance between the water and the potatoes. So I did early, mid, late season, so we'll see. The lates actually don't look that great. The mid kind of look okay. Strawberries, critters got half of those, and then this soil, nothing else came up. Our lettuce didn't come up. Our beans came up and died out. Watermelon came up, died out. All our greens never came up. Cucumbers are struggling. We have a couple that are trying to do something. And we lost about half of our tomatoes. I don't know if critters, I know, chewed one or two of them off and burrowing holes underneath there. I don't know, I guess I didn't put enough effort into it this year. But we got flowers, so even though we're a little late in the game, I think we will have some. Only one of our peppers made it, and I don't even know if that's going to survive. But I just wanted to give an update. I mean, it's a little discouraging, but here's a secret. Here, let me turn this around. So, truth be told, I don't eat any fruits or vegetables. I enjoy gardening, but I won't eat any of this. Now I'll eat the potatoes, but nothing else here. I've never had a tomato, I've never had a cucumber, I've never had strawberry. I wouldn't know what any of this tastes like, and I know I'm crazy like that, but I enjoy it, and maybe because I don't enjoy it that much, the fruit of the labor, if you will, maybe that's why I don't put a little more effort into it. I don't know, but we're going to do a couple things differently. We're going to amend the bed. Oh, one encouraging thing I did find in here, I had, I think, at least one good size worm in there, and I think I saw maybe 2 or 3 more. And I did not put any worms. I did put a couple leftover worms from a fishing trip in our tomato bin. But that was one thing I wanted to do this fall when I amended these beds. I was going to introduce worms. But I was encouraged to see some in there already. And we've started our own compost pile. That's where all that stuff got to. So hopefully by next spring we'll have our own good stuff to top it off. But I think, like I said, I don't know if I'm going to bring some soil in here. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. But I don't know. I spent I don't know, $5 on seed potatoes, and I'll save a couple of these for seed for next year. So I think at least we broke even, if not came out ahead. And the ones we did have tasted amazing. So, all right, well, I'm going to try to learn from my mistakes and do things a little bit differently and try to get the front yard a little better, and we'll go from there. So thanks for joining me on the adventure.